Oh, okay. I'm Fu-Ding Cheng. I'm American. I was born here in America, but both my parents are Chinese. So I had an auspicious family. This is like one of my grandparents was consultant to the Empress Dowager in China, and my other grandfather was mayor of Guangzhou, Canton used to be called, and ambassador to various countries. But that did not mean I had an easy childhood. I had a very difficult childhood for various reasons, and beatings and foster homes and all this. And so it drove me to so much despair and distraction. It was just unrelenting torment and tragedies in our family for various reasons that it got me so in despair that by the time in college, I had to tell myself, hey, I better get my act together or I'm going to die ahead of my time. This is like Berkeley in the 60s, so everything was happening. So luckily, I found meditation. That was the last thing that I haven't tried. You know, I did real well in my career, in my schools, and won a contest in architecture, everything, but it did not solve the hole in your heart. You know, it's an inside job, as many of you know. And so I started meditation, which put me on the spiritual path. And then it was the first time I turned my gaze inward. And so there was a moment of peace. It was only 5 seconds. I meditated 20 minutes at a time, but only 5 seconds. I felt so peaceful. It was an everlasting peace. I knew it was always going to be there, and then it was gone. But something changed. Like that was 5 seconds more peace than I ever had in my life. It was just, anyway, it was a whole terrible childhood. And so one thing led to another, and then I decided to become not a career as an art in architecture, but a seeker. And so next thing I'm meditating, like advanced courses in the Himalayas, and then anyway, all kinds of practices, Jungian psychology, Joseph Campbell, quantum physics, all of that figured into my spiritual quest. And the big turning point was when I was working with Don Miguel Ruiz. Some of you know him as the author of the Four Agreements. Anyway, he's terrific. And through this powerful ritual called Jump to the Sun, this happened in Teotihuacan, where those giant pyramids are in Mexico. Anyway, after this Jump to the Sun ritual, if you're interested, you can ask me about it. I'll tell you more. But anyway, after that, nothing since has been the same. And so since this was in 95, so since then, I've been teaching shamanic practices. So my big passion nowadays is to share the deepest wisdoms to the widest number of people.